Hello family. Welcome. Today, we're diving into the UK's latest sponsorship visa updates for 2024. If you're aiming to work in the UK, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for a roller coaster of changes that could redefine your career path. Hence, make sure you watch till the end of the video, so you do not miss out on this very vital information. For those new to the family, you now have the option to join to become a member of the family. For others, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's unravel the 2024 updates together. 1.0. Sponsor License Renewals, the basics. Let's start with the basics. A sponsor license is a permit that allows UK employers to hire workers from outside the UK. It's valid for 4 years, and previously required renewal 3 months before the expiration date. But here's the twist. The Home Office has now removed the requirement to renew the sponsor license, and automatically extended the license expiry date for all licenses that were due to expire on or after April 6, 2024. 1.1. The impact of automatic renewals. This automatic extension is a game changer. It means less administrative work for sponsors, who no longer have to go through the renewal process every 4 years. It also means financial savings, as sponsors no longer have to pay the renewal fee. But it's not just about the sponsors. For potential employees, this means more stability and less uncertainty about their sponsorship status. 1.2. The renewal process before 2024. Before this change, the renewal process was quite involved. Sponsors had to log on to the Sponsor Management System, SMS, make a renewal application, and possibly provide additional documentation requested by UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI. It could take several weeks to receive a decision, and the Home Office could decide to conduct a pre-renewal compliance visit. 1.3. The importance of compliance. Even with the automatic renewals, compliance is still key. The Home Office will continue to verify that organizations meet the required standards to be a licensed sponsor. This could involve checking that the organization operates legally in the UK, and that it can meet its duties as a sponsor. So, while the renewal process has been simplified, sponsors still need to ensure they're meeting their obligations. 1.4. Looking ahead. Looking ahead, it's unclear whether this change will lead to an increase in compliance visits. The renewal stage used to provide a natural point for a sponsor license review, and without this, UKV may need to find alternative ways to monitor sponsor compliance. So, while the automatic renewals are a welcome change, it's important for sponsors to stay vigilant and continue to meet their sponsorship duties. Let's pause for a minute. Are you currently enjoying the video? If so, then please take a minute to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the notification button, so that you are the first to be notified when the next video drops. In Chronicles of Ola, we talk about life, living in the UK, immigration related information and lots more. So please join the family and share the channel with your friends. Now let's get back to it. 2.0. Skilled Worker Visa Salary Increase. The details. Brace yourselves, folks. The UK is set to implement a significant salary increase for the skilled worker visa. From April 2024, the minimum salary threshold will rise by nearly 50%, from £26,200 to £38,700. This change is part of a broader effort to control immigration and prioritize the employment of local workers in skilled roles. 2.1. Transitional Arrangements. For those already holding a skilled worker visa by April 2024, breathe a sigh of relief. The new salary threshold will not apply to you when changing employers, extending your permission, or applying for settlement. However, you will be expected to show salary progression at those stages, even if the minimum level is not as high as £38,700. 2.2. Phased increase timeline. The salary increase won't happen overnight. It will start with an initial rise to £29,000, followed by a phased increase to £34,500 later in the year, before reaching the £38,700 target. This gradual approach gives employers and potential visa applicants time to adjust to the new financial requirements. 2.3. Impact on sectors and regions. The impact of this salary increase will be felt unevenly across sectors and regions. Middle-skilled jobs such as butchers and chefs, where salaries hover around the previous threshold of £26,000, will be most affected. Small businesses and those outside of London and the South East, which tend to pay slightly less, will also feel the pinch. 2.4. Exemptions and affected occupations. Health and care workers are exempt from this increase, reflecting their critical role in the UK, especially after the challenges of recent years. However, the majority of occupation codes eligible for the skilled worker visa will be affected by the new threshold. This includes roles in sectors like hospitality, where 95% of visas issued to workers fell short of the new threshold. 2.5. The new immigration salary list. The Shortage Occupation List, SOL, which previously allowed for a 20% discount on the minimum salary for visa applicants in shortage occupations, will be replaced by a new immigration salary list. This change will remove the salary discount and revise what occupations are included, potentially affecting the eligibility of various roles for the skilled worker visa. 2.6. Legal challenges and concerns. There's a possibility that the drastic increase in the minimum salary requirement could face legal challenges, as it is more than double the UK minimum wage. Concerns have been raised about the impact on vital staff, with some experts warning that as many as 90% of industry jobs will fall short of the new threshold. 2.7. Preparing for the change. Employers and potential skilled worker visa applicants must prepare for these changes. It's crucial to understand the new salary requirements, consider the timing of applications, and assess the impact on current and future roles within organization. The upcoming salary increase for the skilled worker visa is a game changer that will have far-reaching effects on the UK labour market. It's a move that will require careful planning and consideration from both employers and overseas workers looking to navigate the UK's immigration system in 2024 and beyond. 3.0. Impact on health and care workers, salary threshold exemption. Health and care workers are exempt from the new salary threshold, which has been increased to £38,700 for skilled workers. This exemption is significant because it acknowledges the crucial role these workers play in the UK, particularly in light of recent challenges. The exemption applies to a range of roles in the health and care sector, including health services and public health managers, residential care managers, biological scientists, physical scientists, laboratory technicians, dispensing opticians, pharmaceutical technicians, care workers, and senior care workers. 3.1. The implications of the exemption. The exemption from the salary threshold increase means that health and care workers can still be paid 90% of their job's usual going rate, as long as they earn at least £23,580 a year. This is a significant relief for these workers, as it provides more stability and certainty about their sponsorship status. However, it's important to note that the exemption does not address the underlying problem of poor pay and conditions in the care sector. 3.2. The impact on sponsorship and compliance. Despite the exemption, health and care worker visa sponsorship compliance remains crucial. Sponsors must still meet all their obligations, including ensuring that they operate legally in the UK and can meet their duties as a sponsor. This includes being prepared for unannounced sponsor license compliance visits. 3.3. The impact on family visa applications. One significant change is that health and care workers will no longer be able to be joined by family members as visa dependents. This has led to some applicants pulling out of recruitment processes due to the planned visa changes. However, those already on the skilled worker route before the changes take effect will still be able to extend their permission or apply for settlement. 3.4. The future of health and care worker visas. Looking ahead, it's unclear whether the current general threshold of £20,960 for health and education workers will remain in place. The government has confirmed that those already on the skilled worker route, before the changes take effect, will be able to extend their permission or apply for settlement. However, they would be subject to the updated 25th percentiles, using the latest paid data when they next make an application. 4.0. Family sponsorship thresholds, a steep increase. Family ties are indeed getting more expensive. The minimum income requirement to sponsor a partner for a family visa is set to soar to £38,702. This is a significant jump from the current requirement of £18,600, and it's scheduled to take effect in January 2025. 4.1. Transitional increases and timeline. Before we reach the £38,700 mark, there will be a transitional increase. In spring 2024, the threshold will first rise to £29,000. It will then incrementally increase to around £34,500 at an unspecified time, likely later in the year, before finally reaching the £38,700 target. 4.2. Impact on families and reunification. This steep increase could make family reunification tougher for many. The median salary for UK full-time employees is £34,963, which means that over half of the population will not meet the new threshold. This could result in difficult decisions for families, with some potentially facing separation, or having to consider relocation. 4.3. Exemptions and current visa holders. It's important to note that the new thresholds will not apply to those already in the UK on a family visa when the rules change. So, if you're currently on a partner visa that expires after the new rules come into effect, you'll still be assessed against the current income requirement. 4.4. Preparing for the change. For those concerned about meeting the new requirements, it's crucial to start preparing now. Consider applying before the increase if you're eligible, or explore other income sources that might help you meet the threshold. Remember, cash savings over £16,000 can also contribute to meeting the minimum income requirement. 4.5. Legal challenges and human rights considerations. There's been talk of legal action questioning the new income minimum, and whether it interferes with the right to family life, under the European Convention on Human Rights. This highlights the contentious nature of the change, and the potential for future legal battles. The upcoming changes to the family visa income requirements represent a significant challenge for many families. If you're potentially affected by these changes, it's time to review your finances, explore all available options, and act promptly to ensure you can meet the new thresholds. With all these changes, sponsors must be on top of their game. The Home Office is ramping up sponsor license revocations, especially in the care sector. It's more important than ever to ensure your HR systems are compliant and up to date. For those already in the UK, there's a silver lining. Transitional measures have been announced, so if you're already on a skilled worker visa, you won't face the new salary threshold when extending or settling. It's a small reprieve in a sea of changes. As we wrap up, it's clear that the UK's sponsorship visa updates for 2024 are a mixed bag of opportunities and challenges. Whether you're an employer or a hopeful migrant, it's time to strategize and adapt. Remember, change is the only constant, and preparation is key. That's all for today's video. We hope you now have more information around these topics that have been discussed. We encourage you to take that bold step towards your next career adventure. The UK awaits your contribution to its vibrant and diverse workforce. Not so fast though. Did you like the video? Do you have friends and family that need to know about these details to make their move to the UK a success? Then make sure you share, and share. Many of you only watch my videos, a whooping 80% of you, but haven't subscribed. Why not? Please subscribe today, and turn on the notification button so that you'll be the first to be notified when I drop more of this content. For those that want to support the channel, my PayPal link is in the description of the video. If you need a paid inquiry, make a donation to the channel, and send your details to my email, chroniclesofola@gmail.com. Shalom.